Hey Scorpio, it is fixed sign weekend, and I know I just gave you a bonus reading, but this is the weekend where I do all the fixed signs, and that includes us, Scorpio. We're going to ask about what is happening under this Capricorn full moon, a moon of self-sovereignty, of taking charge of your life. So we're going to ask what matters to you, the truth of who you are, what the tarot wants you to know, what is going to change, and the future. Perhaps the future of you living in your true purpose. We're also going to engage with, if it comes up, the really powerful energy of Uranus in Taurus, currently coming into conjunction with Mars in the North Node, which is where we're all aiming. 18 degrees. Look at where that is in your chart, Scorpio. For example, mine is in the exact place that Saturn was on the day of my birth. That's all my structure. And it's also in the third house, which is my quest for understanding. So this should be stirred up. This is Uranian liberation. It's dynamic, it's disturbing, it's uncomfortable and disruptive. This is the planet of revolution. And your overall energy, the Six of Voices. This is you changing your mind, moving from one paradigm to another, looking at your concepts. Moving from the ones that disturb you and disrupt you, just let those go. And walking towards calmer waters. Wow, nice. A couple of cards here. We have Victory, the Six of Inspiration. Definitely called to think about the phases of the moon there by this imagery. The Six of Inspiration, or the Six of Wands, is about you getting recognized. People seeing you were right, because you just came out of a Five of Inspiration, and that was like a lot of competition, a lot of creative chaos, and you have prevailed. So that's an energy here. 2-6 is very beautiful energy, and the painful place of surrender in the the 10 of Voices, the 10 of Swords. Very painful ending. And she has surrendered to it. I love this version of this. You're stabbed 10 times. It is over, Scorpio. Lest ye have any doubt. Something is over. And we're all getting the Tower. All the other fixed signs got the Tower in some way in the future. So, don't worry about it. That is a card of Scorpio. You know how to rise from a tower, from death, and certainly from a 10 of Swords. All right, so I'm going to pull these 5 cards here, and we will go along and see what is up. We're going to use the Wise Dog Tarot. Felt like the dogs needed to talk to Scorpio. Whew, I feel out of breath. I don't know why. Let's see, a 3 of Cups. This is what matters to you, your friendships, your relationships of the heart, your heart people. And perhaps there is reconciliation that you seek. That's very sweet. You and your peeps. All right, the truth of who you are, Scorpio. That is a 7 of Wands. You are resistant. You might be a little bit difficult to be friends with, to be close to. Or perhaps you are one of the social justice warriors that we need in this time. So we will look at both of these energies. The next card is what is hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know. I believe this is a 10 of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is a 10 of Pentacles. This is your security, your abundance, your career, all of this, the Earth energy. This is the Taurus energy. So this would be where Uranus is. I always like to say Uranus because Uranus is funny sounding. And they say that way in the British astrology that I have checked into. Yeah, so this is hidden from you. We will find out more about why the Ten of Pentacles is hidden. My first feeling is that you are luckier and safer and befriended in the real world. Things are good, better than you realize. That's my first sense of what is happening here. The reason I say that is because the Seven of Wands, resistance comes from some place. We can see this dog is a bit anxious, panting here. This dog wants to play stick, right? It's obsessive. That is so very true of us Scorpios, isn't it? That we get obsessed. But it's a disturbed place. It's an uncomfortable place. It can come from anxiety, lack of self-worth. We're not knowable because we fear others cannot handle our darkness and our secrecy, which, you know what? It's just often true. It's hard to be a Scorpio. People think they really are interested in you, and then most people can't really deal. They're like, too much, too intense, right? I don't know. That's happened to me a bit lately. Okay. Poo poo boo hoo. All right, number 4. What is going to change? The Two of Pentacles. More earth energy, more. This is interesting. This is a card of balance. It can be a card of juggling. But it's just a very interesting card. We see these two dogs who are alert. We can see red, white, blue. Makes me think of nation states. We see birds flying, white and black birds. It's a real binary feeling here, actually. It doesn't look balanced at all. It looks like opposition, a lack of balance, the very opposite of it. I love it. So that's going to change. Very cool. I always say that because I was shopping and this woman said something I wanted to buy was very cool. New style, new color. And so I incorporated that into my humor. Sorry if I say it all the time. What I'm seeing here in this is these trees. We can see it's like opposition, two worlds mirroring one another. And so mirroring can often be about justice, but this seems about opposition because black and white, red and blue, birds of black and white. You can see the birds at the top and the bottom. This would suggest something of air and truth. That's going to change. Good. I'm happy for that opposition, that tension to change. The future. Did I not say the Tower was in everybody's future? Well, it is in ours too, Scorpio. It's phenomenal. 4 readings for fixed signs. The only one that didn't have Tower exactly here was Aquarius because it was underlying and upside down, meaning it was just going to come in the future. Wow. Okay. Damn, people. This is an interesting time. That's just that Uranus energy. Okay. Well, yes, I am not surprised. We have the devil here. We're going to be dealing with our dark side, with our doubts about ourselves, with this pile of bones. The little chihuahua says, you can't have any. It's your addiction, obsession, codependence. That's all. You can see these kind of ghost dogs, gaunt, hungry, gnawing at bones, and the fat little one has eaten everything. So we'll find out more about this, but I definitely feel the devil here beneath this energy. That's what I was talking about, that insecurity, that obsessiveness. That's that energy. Whoa. This is, of course, Scorpio. This is fascinating. It's dark. Very, very interesting. All right, well, I picked a rather dark deck. I do see strength at this one competes with and beats the devil. So that's good to see here. And I have no doubt that you, Scorpio, are going to be able to vanquish the devil. You're going to deal with the devil here. And I think to a good end, even though we have a tower in the future. Let us see. After this, I'm going to do I want to do like a queer pick a card reading, and I want to do an Earth and Us collective reading. So let's see what happens. But I'm right here with you right now, Scorpio. Okay, so we're going to clarify. First card, what matters to you? Your friendships, your heart people. 3 of Cups. Also a card of reconciliation. This is never a card that matters much to me. I would say that at the moment, I'm really looking at my friendships and at the part I play in my friendships. So maybe you are as well. So this is what matters right now. And I think there is, and has been, a sorting of friends. There's a kind of Queen of Swords in our friendships right now. And it's a little uncomfortable. But let's see what happens here as we clarify. So 3 of Cups, we clarify, yes, there are 6 of Cups. These are our soul people. We have deep roots together. We have past history, past lives. When you meet your soul people, you immediately recognize them. The feeling that I have is just, yes, that is, I love her. I love him. We are 6 of Cups people. And it's this undefended open-heartedness. It can be also nostalgia. It can be inner child work. Beautiful. Yeah, this is in the cups, in the waters. We are water signs, Scorpio. The Fool, the new beginning. Much like the Aquarian reading, there's beginning feeling there as well. Let's see what else. Justice, finding balance, the truth, honesty. I love these 2 collaborating kitty cats. And let's remember, we saw the black and white here. We see it here. We see the overlap. It has a yin and yang feel in this. There's a lot of dynamic energy moving in here. So these seem related, and we'll find out more as we go ahead. But yes, what matters to you in your friendships is that you have soul connections that are deep-rooted, that you can depend on. In a way, there seems to be like a need for a new beginning here. And so the meaning of the 3 of Cups is a card about reconciliation. So you may be thinking about people, friendships that you have lost, and the aspiration of reconnection. That's interesting. I'm trying to think where Venus is. Venus retrograde kind of feeling of like old friends and reconciling with them and starting anew with the Fool, but in a new way too, one where there is more balance and justice and honesty. That's interesting. So that's what matters to Scorpio today. So who you really are, you're really resistant. So this makes me think, like, if I think of, there's one friend that I absolutely don't ever want to reconcile with. I don't ever, no thank you. I don't wish to know that person. I don't hate them. I just got hurt, and I don't ever want to go back and get hurt by that person again. And so that's this feeling. That came through really clearly for me. And sometimes, a reading like this is for cross-watchers, and sometimes, well, those are people that love us, but they can also be people who are obsessed with us. And so that is that kind of energy. So if you feel that resistance, it could be about that. What I really think, though, is that this resistance has to do with a sense of your lack, that you are not deserving of true friendship and of reconnection. And so that needs to be dispelled here. Let's find out more about the Seven of Wands. Obsessive little card chaser. There is the sun. There is absolute happiness and authenticity. I see the sunbeams and this energy as in kinship. Let's find out more. The Hanged Man. I need to change your perspective. So this Hanged Man is a waiting place. It's a stuck place. And you just stay there until you see things in a new way. Perhaps what you need to revisit is your ideal of happiness, the sun, your aspiration, your wish. You may need to look at that from another perspective, your friend's perspective, other people's perspective. Because we're fixed signs, Scorpio, we can be quite stubborn, and it's a great quality in that we finish stuff, but it can also mean that we just can't see outside of this disciplined, goal-oriented tendency, which I consider to be obsessive. And there is the Father of Swords. I said something about the Queen of Swords, but this is a different energy. You could see he has this truth. It is a rainbow truth. To me, this speaks of the intersection of heart and mind, that you can use your heart and your mind together, and this is the way that justice must work. So if you have used your truth in a way that is sharp, that has hurt people, and maybe you are revisiting that. That's the sort of strength card that's haunting this reading that we have already seen at the split, is the ability to apply your heart to calm your beastly nature. Because you're quite powerful and wild, and you have that stinger, Scorpio. And so here's your sword, your stinger. And when I see it cloaked in rainbow light, I think of justice. I think of love. Okay. So we had this Ten of Pentacles for what was hidden from you. Suggested to me when I saw it after the Seven of Wands here that you are safer than you realize. But let's look. Because you're in a defended place. That's who you really are. You're looking at your ideal of happiness, and you're actually looking at unifying your heart and your mind. Let's see, what's going on here with this Ten of Pentacles, with this poodle? There's your strength card. You can see the lion comes forth with a rose, a symbol of infinity, and there's the sun. This is a card of Leo. I personally have a Leo moon. You might have a Leo in your life or in your chart. Definitely check your chart out. I like to use Cafe Astrology's free natal chart. You just need your time and date of birth and the location of your birth, and you'll get the full picture of who you are and really of your history as well. Find out where 18 degrees Taurus is. Where is that Uranus energy crossing? There is the Daughter of Wands. Young, creative, outsider energy, very queer energy. Why do I say that? I always explain it, so sorry to be repetitive, Scorpio, but the norms are the place that the queer lives outside of. By definition, queer is not gay. Queer is outside the norms. So as soon as queer people assimilate into the norms of our society, they're just a gay person, with the right to marry and, right to white privilege or white supremacy, the ideals of our society as you would define them. Unabashed consumption, and the positive norms as well, right? There's a lot of positive norms here too. It's a beautiful vision our Constitution sets before us. Recently, a whole bunch of people just got kicked out of having equal rights. Women, straight women in particular, but any woman that can be pregnant has lost the power to control the use of her body. So all of those people are now able to look at our society from the outside here. That was a lot that came in with that Daughter of Wands. I just want you to think about what things look like from the outside. We're looking here at wealth, abundance, security, some of our structural ideals. We are continuing to get a message here of your heart, to lead with your heart instead of with violence. And we get the Daughter of Wands, the little Page of Wands energy here. It's a young critic that comes from the outside. What else? And a Son of Swords, a Knight of Swords, coming in with the truth. There's a lot of this coming in right now. A lot of Son of Swords, fast, disruptive, uncomfortable truth. So the Daughter of Wands and the Son of Swords are both ways of bringing in disruption, this Uranian energy. And I actually think that this is what the tarot wants you to know, is to handle this disruption with strength, to listen, to hear out the queer ones and the angry ones, to listen to them, hear what they have to say. It could be valuable, if you're a person of privilege, or if you are the carrier of truth, to operate like this, to let this be who you truly are. And there's some kind of changed perspective here from being really resistant to this message, into happiness being after a hanged man period. There's a lot of waiting. Uranus is going to do this to us for 9.5 months, okay? So it's not going to be like that disruption over it. Like some of the transits in the heavens, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be very concentrated into October. And then it will come, it's going to retrograde, and it's going to just go back over the same territory 3 times, okay? Ending sometime in April or May of next year. So that's why we're seeing Temperance, we're seeing the Hanged Man in everybody's readings. We're also seeing these disruptive, angry, revolutionary energies, and we're seeing change. All right, so let's see. This whole reading is actually inspired by the full moon that's happening on the 13th, and questions that may come up about who you are and what really matters to you. But we have this really powerful energy in Taurus as well. And if you don't know what the North Node is about, it's really worth looking into and looking at where the North Node is in your chart. Mine is in Aquarius. It's where you're kind of learning to exist in this life, leaving behind, for me, Leo, habits of the Leo. And we're now moving out of a Scorpio habit, collectively, and into a Taurus one. So we're just going to learn what that means. It just started. It just changed into these 2 signs. Okay, so I'm asking about what's going to change. And I'm talking, too much probably. So this is this 2 of Pentacles, and there's your 3 of Cups. So there is that ideal of reconciliation. This is what you valued, as let me remind you. This is what you value. And this is a part of what's going to change. It's promising, since there seems to be some need for reconciliation and also a change towards justice. Okay. There's a 2 of Swords, a decision. Also an eclipse here. Astrologer I listened to described this energy we are under as powerful and disruptive as an eclipse season. We just went through a Scorpio eclipse season. So you might have felt that. But the 2 of Swords is in your mind, It is a tough, like a tension between two choices. And the sly little fox holding that sword. This is about honesty, dishonesty. I see a similar obsessive quality. It is our secretive Scorpio nature, no doubt about it. And it's a clear choice here between these two things. All right, so we have a choice between friendship and keeping stuff to yourself and being closed, private. That is natural for us Scorpios to keep to ourselves. So that's it. I'm a little bit disappointed here by this change. There's tension that's going to change on a larger scale. There's tension in your reading throughout between your mind and your heart. And it looks like your mind can be violent. Perhaps your words can be violent. That's definitely one of those defects of character that Scorpios have. There is a way that I can certainly lash out and hurt people. We're seeing a change of mind here overall. Perhaps that is the change that we're bringing in has to do with aligning heart and mind instead of just operating in this rough, honest way. We're looking at victory and recognition. This a little bit seems like, to me, separation between our people and ourselves, where it might be something to look at, that you need attention from people instead of being in justice with people. Might be something to look at there. We do see the future is a tower, and there is a 10 of swords here. So let's look at that. The tower. It looks like, what is going on in here? Dog jumping out of the tower. See birds rising up. Very phoenix kind of energy. There's a fire and a dove. This actually looks like a fire tower on fire. It's making me think about how we can hide out in our tower. It looks like we're going to be forced out of our hideout, to me, Scorpio, by circumstances in this political, historical, really fantastically disruptive and revolutionary moment that we're living in. General advice that comes up repeatedly has been a 10 of Cups. That is, find your people and get with them. You cannot do this alone. This is looking like Scorpios operating on their own, using their old habits of secrecy and resistance to opening up to your friends, which are appearing here not as a 10 of Cups, but as 3s of Cups. And it's okay to have small friend groups also coming in as like these heart people, our soul connections. So if you're acting like this, like a little chihuahua, and all your friends are hungry, like small scale, large scale, that's gonna lead to this. You're a pile of bones is gonna fall over, and you're gonna be down there hungry too. I mean, that steak is only gonna last you so long. Let's see. I'm being silly. Sorry, Scorpio. Okay. Still feel out of breath. Have you been running and running and running? 5 of Pentacles. Feeling alone, abandoned, a little self-pity. This is the future. Under this tower. The Mother of Pentacles. The Security Queen. Taking care of her little fawn. And Judgment. Ascension. This is rising from a tower. Yeah. So the future is good because there's judgment, right? But before you rise, you must fall. Your security is going to be, you're going to actually feel like you're not safe. And then that's us, Five of Pentacles, Mother of Pentacles. It's like being outside. Some a feeling of abandonment that comes up. This is your tower. I can't say exactly what your tower might be, and of course you might figure this out before it happens and affect change. That's what a tower is. If you don't do it, the universe will. So if you figure this out and take care of it, you don't have to go through this shock. Sometimes a tower is very positive. It brings in a pleasant surprise. I see a positive here, but it's a very much phoenix rising from the ashes. We've seen here that the structural security world is going to be challenged by the Daughter of Wands, our little queer, and the Son of Swords, our pissed off voices. This is what's hidden from us that the tarot wants us to know. I see that here in the future. That's the key to preventing a tower. The card just told you what you need to look at. Listen to these voices that you're not inclined to listen to, that you're inclined to resist. Listen to them. I have a feeling this is their experience right now. They're in pain. You are having victory. You are in a place of abundance and power. And so you should listen to the ones hurting. And if you're one of the ones hurting, this reading is telling Scorpio anyway to listen to you. If you listen, you can prevent this tower. In any case, there is going to be ascension. The people that do this right get chosen on Judgment Day. It's a sort of biblical idea that I kind of just try to skirt around, but basically it's about advancing in the video game of life. You've won this level. In order to win this level, you learn to live like this, with your rainbow truth. I have a feeling, because I clearly see that you need to revise your concept of happiness, that this happiness excludes or does not take into consideration the happiness of the people who are experiencing this world like this. And this will fall. This is going to come down. Before everybody gets to go to the next level. There's another tower on the bottom of the deck, and that is it. Tower in the form of lightning setting a tree on fire. It's one of our great fears right now. We can do something about this. We are not doing enough. Yeah, but there's definitely Scorpio is wonderful and is amazing and beautiful. Your soul, you're confronting something that needs to change about you, my friend. And I will take this message to heart too. Okay, well, let me know. I hope this helps. Have a beautiful day.